Y'all, does anybody know what's going on with Instagram? Instagram has been tripping, you guys. I didn't even get a chance to share this video out, but hopefully you guys will uh, hopefully y'all get the notifications. But anyway, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff, and let's get started, y'all. Here we go. Oh, it didn't play the intro. It didn't play the intro. Oh shoot. What's up, everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of Talk the Real Deal with AT2. And yes, I'm your boy AT2. How everybody living? How everybody feeling? How everybody doing today or this morning? It's morning, and we slept the night away. Yeah. I said it happened. What's up, Brown Eyed Cancer? What's up, Demetria? Thank you for being the first one here. And now we can turn back the hands of time. Oh no. Yes, we stolen this moment. We forgot to face one simple fact. We both belong to someone else as we slip the night away. All right, let me stop. What's up? What's up, Inga? What's up, Diamond? Nice to see you. What's up, Son? Who else we got here? Ariel. What's up, Ariel? Hello. All right, I had to play around with y'all for a minute. Lighten the mood a little bit. It's been a lot going on in the world, and we just all need to be be entertained. But anyway, on a serious note, TD Jakes won his money. That's why I put in the thumbnail, Benjamin, I have my money, because TD Jakes won his money. So for those of you who don't know, Tyrone Blackburn, who was the original lawyer for Dwayne Youngblood in this whole defamation case, backed out basically and left left Dwayne Youngblood, his client, to fend for herself. But luckily, the firm that Tyrone Blackburn was doing, the Hoc Pro Vice, he's not legally supposed to practice in Philadelphia, so he had to partner through a law firm and all that stuff. Well, that law firm is now representing Dwayne Youngblood, but they had already fired him because basically Tyrone Blackburn ain't doing his job, and obviously he don't care. He even admitted that the AI generated system that he's using may have put some fallacies, some falsehoods, aka lies and conspiracies in the lawsuit. So now Tyrone Blackburn could possibly be sanctioned, and this was the latest case where he was going to be sanctioned, and possibly Tyrone Blackburn can lose his license. I don't think he will lose his license, but I think more or less he won't be able to practice, and he'll have restrictions and stuff like that. Because again, he got that case with Fat Joe. Then he has the one with Jennifer Huff and Nikki's husband. And then there's a few other cases that he has. And it's like he's all over the place and he's stretching himself. How can he possibly be able to focus on all these different people? What he expects is for everybody just to do a settlement. And no, not everybody's going to settle. People are going to fight you back. TD Jakes being one. You see Fat Joe is fighting back too. They were just in court for that the other day with Fat Joe. So again, everybody is fighting back. And shout out to Marcellus. He happens to be here right now. Make sure you guys follow Mad Church Disease. I went ahead and put the link in the description of the video. So make sure you guys follow him. But I was watching his channel when he broke this news that TD Jakes was like, bitch, better have my money. So let's go ahead and check this out right now.
It just came across my desk, ladies and gentlemen. The fees are in for Tyrone Blackburn. Ladies and gentlemen, let me go ahead and read it. Let me go ahead and read this. If you're watching the replay of this video, it'll be up on the screen for you. It says, for the reasons stated in the court separate order imposing sanctions on attorney Tyrone Blackburn, sue sponte, whatever that means, I might not even say that, plaintiff is entitled to reasonable fees expended in responding to the AI-generated hallucinations and other misrepresentations in the defendant's motion to dismiss briefing.
I love hallucinations. I love that.
Accordingly, Tyrone Blackburn is hereby ordered to pay the plaintiff $76,197.63 in reasonable attorney fees he incurred for his opposition and reply and briefing within 30 days of this order. The award reflects $60,806.94 for the opposition and $15,171.69 for the reply, and $219 for reimbursement for a hearing transcript. So they even charged him for the hearing transcript. In other words, you had no business bringing us up in this mess and making us do this crap. So you got to pay, ladies and gentlemen, $76,197.63.
Boom. Now, my question for this is, does Tyrone Blackburn actually have money? Because remember, we were talking about if he actually has won a case. The only case that we know that he has quote unquote won was his lawsuit that he did with the law firm that he sued for racial discrimination. That's the only one that we know that he actually won. Everything else, possibly he could be getting another win, because with the Jennifer Huff and the Nicki Minaj husband situation, that was supposed to be about a settlement, but they couldn't settle last Thursday. So now it goes to like October 25th. I think it's the next date. I'll correct that later, but I do know that it's in October. So I guess you could say that one's possibly a win. But other than that, I don't know if he has won anything, right? Is he even a lawyer? Good question. So is he even a lawyer? That's the real question. You know, that's the real question. If he don't have money, he better get some, and he 30 days to pay this. Yeah. And this is only the attorney fees. Exactly. You know, but what I was wondering with this situation is if Tyrone, like, is he going to try to appeal this or fight that? Like, I don't know if he just says like, hey, I'm just going to back away, or, you know, because this looks bad. And you almost feel bad for Dwayne Youngblood, even though he is who he is, and he's stupid for even trusting Tyrone Blackburn, and he was obviously looking for a payout, right? Can't excuse that. But you feel bad, like, damn, this guy really set you up. Because at the end of the day, if we're to believe that you only seen the top portion, because I remember what Larry said. Larry said that he only seen the top portion, and Youngblood said he only seen the top portion of the demand letter. Now, if you're sending a demand letter on my behalf, I want to see the whole thing. That's why I don't believe it. I want to see the whole damn thing, right? But him requesting like $6 million and this will go away and he won't talk no more. Tyrone Blackburn didn't realize Dwayne already did all the talking. He told the whole story. So why would TD Jakes go, okay, well, I'm gonna pay you $6 million so you can stop talking. No, the whole demand letter about we're gonna talk if we're gonna say more, we're gonna talk or file some kind of lawsuit when you already told the story. Usually people don't tell the story and then they try to send some kind of demand letter and stuff like that. You don't send a demand letter after you done told the story because okay, it's already out there. Now you've already done the damage. Literally, you have done the damage. So it is what it is at this point. But again, Dwayne Youngblood, I believe, was looking for a payout, some kind of paycheck. He had just got out of jail in August. So, they did that interview in October. So, like a month and a few days later, yeah, he was looking for a paycheck. And we all know Tyrone Blackburn looks for a paycheck too. So at the end of the day, yeah, this was dead on arrival. No, he wasn't going to pay you anything. And secondly, I don't think any of us believe that story. Oh, he tried to kiss me. Okay, even if he did try to kiss you, just be like, back your funky ass up. Like, come on now. Come on. We just didn't believe the story at all. It just sounds so convoluted and so made up. And it was definitely a situation where he should have never been platformed to say that stupid ass shit. Never. It did not make any sense. Like when I first heard the story, so I remember, I forgot who channel it was. I remember I watched it on somebody's channel and they had mentioned it. And I was all like, oh, this is weird. So then I went on my channel and we did a live reaction to it. And as I was listening more, I was like, wait, this guy is a predator himself. And so is he trying to blame TD Jakes, saying that TD Jakes did something to him and it turned him into a predator? Like, what? Huh? Huh? That's what we're saying? That's what we're saying off of a missed kiss. The kiss, his lips did not touch him. It was a missed kiss. And somehow that traumatized him for the rest of his life. He was never the same. And now he has to send a demand letter to try to get $6 million. A missed kiss is not worth $6 million. Now, some people gonna be like, AT2, you trying to put a price tag on people's body? Yes, I am. $6 million for a missed kiss is crazy. Crazy. I don't even know what would even make you think Tyrone Blackburn obviously was hallucinating. He was definitely hallucinating. Hallucinating is the correct word because you definitely must have been on some shrooms or some shit because that made no sense at all. I mean, we're just gonna be honest about it. It made no sense. And with Tyrone doing all these pro bono cases is shit, I don't think he got the money to pay. I honestly don't. I think he's one of those people who live off of credit and everything is all for show. It's all a facade. It's all smoke and mirrors. Nothing is real. He looks like one of those people who do like them real estate scams and schemes and shit like that. He don't look like somebody with any integrity. I'm sorry. No, not at all. Uh-oh, Beauty for Ashes say, are you ignoring your fan? Marcella, say hi to Beauty for Ashes, damn it. Yeah, that's basically what he is. Like, from what we know, that's what he is. Again, I don't know any cases that he has done that have just been for regular people, if that makes sense. And I hate to say regular people, but like a lawyer that does like injury or something like that. I haven't seen that. It seemed like every case has been high profile, but the thing is that he doesn't have the resume to have high profile clients. You know what I mean? Larry really think he's in the clear. I know he's shaking in his boot. Oh yeah, Sunrise. He definitely is. He is shaking in his boots. all that, oh, he's not going to be mentioned in the lawsuit. If he was going to be in the lawsuit or be listed as a defendant, let me say that. Oh, he would have already been listed if he was going to be a da 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 da. Listen, there's a reason why they do discovery and shit like that. Don't forget the initial lawsuit has Dwayne Youngblood, and then it has like 10 lines for Jane Doe's. So those 10 lines for Jane Doe's, they want to fill in the blank. This is why they're trying to subpoena YouTube to give them all those, to give them names of the people in control of those fake AI channels. They want the names and the people. They're probably in China or Russia, but they want the names of the people so they can add them to the lawsuit as well too. He's trying to come after everybody. It would be hard to say that you're in the clear. Oh, he can't tag you. He's on his phone. Okay, thank you, Marcellus. I appreciate you clarifying. But yeah, all those 10 spaces left for Jane Doe 1 through 10, those are left to fill in the blank because he's coming for everybody. And rightfully so. I can't say that, oh no, the whole notion that it's dumb for him to file this lawsuit. No, if people are trying to extort you, you have every right to file a lawsuit. This was literally extortion. I don't know what y'all want to call it, but there's no evidence of this ever happening. If Tyrone Blackburn was an actual lawyer. Oh, thank you, River. I appreciate that. Thank you for the super sticker. But if Tyrone Blackburn was an actual lawyer, he would have done his research into realizing, like, well, some of this stuff ain't adding up. It's not making sense. But he's so money hungry, he didn't give a damn. He did not give a damn. So I don't feel bad for Tyrone Blackburn. Take all his money. Take it all. Take all of it. His poor performance and efforts to take down Jake's could potentially destroy his career in law. Exactly. And don't forget, Fat Joe still has his case with Tyrone Blackburn. Now, as I understand, the judge wants to, Fat Joe's friend or his hype man or whatever has a lawsuit against Fat Joe, and then Fat Joe has his, right? The judge is right now trying to decide whether they're going to combine them together or do it separately apart. So that's what they're deciding right now, as I understand. So we'll have an update on that as well to see what they're going to do about that, because I definitely think that Tyrone is always attached to something, and anything that involves him, is some shit. Let's just be honest about that. What's up, Stephanie? What's up? Nice to be nice. Thank you for being here. Tyrone Blackburn is so unprofessional. He actually went to bloggers' channel to try his case. Yeah, that's the other thing. You can't go to bloggers' channels to try to. And again, some of you bloggers are in bed with the Tony Busbys and the Tyrone Blackburns. Get out of their bed. But seriously, y'all need to really calm down with all of that. A lot of y'all really, oh yeah, they're this, they're that. A lawyer is still a human being. And let's be honest, you don't know them either. Just like the celebrities we talk about, we don't know them. We're just giving opinions, right? Y'all better calm down and be careful with all that, Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, Marcellus is dope. All right, so let me go ahead and take them down. Let's get into the St. Oh, hold on. I meant to take this down. Sorry. Let's get into the whole St. James thing. What's up, Juice? How you doing? Oh, you do? Ugh. I don't know. Listen, I think you do. I think Marcellus does. I just don't think everybody likes when I get in the church. I believe it's a few far between that like when I get in the ring and give my opinion. I don't think everybody likes it, but Juice, if you like it, that's all that. Anybody else who don't like it, I don't care. Juice likes it, okay, I like it. You know, I appreciate her opinion. Everybody else's opinion in the church sector, I don't know. But Juice opinion, I care. Like, yeah, that's who matters to me. You know, some of the channels are fronts. These celebrities are just to spread propaganda. Exactly. I only see get confused with Blackburn and Busby, who's defending Youngblood. Blackburn. So the black guy is the you know I ain't right. The black guy, Blackburn. Blackburn. Think of black. He's the one defending Dwayne Youngblood. Busby is the country redneck that's the Jay-Z, Diddy. Just think Jay-Z when you think of Tony Busby. Oh, Jay-Z and Shannon Sharp. He did defend the victim too. Those people. Okay. What's up, Daryl? How you doing? All right, so let's go ahead and talk about the church mess. All right, here we go. And again, none of these people are my friends, so I don't care. The only person that you know I have a connection with is Juice, so and I would never talk about her, so that is here nor there. And again, I don't have a problem with people, but my people come to my channel for the real and honest truth, so I got to be honest, right? Okay. So I didn't know that St. James was getting like backlash for the conversation that he had with Larry Reed. When I first heard about it, I was thinking that because I had seen St. James' video, it was like a black screen, and he was talking about how he was getting backlash. And I thought he was talking about me and Marcellus. Remember Marcellus, Matt Church Disease came on my panel and we kind of talked about it. But then I was like, we didn't say anything negative. I was all like, no, that wasn't us, right? And I was like, no, that's not us. And so then, you know, I was listening a little more, and then they mentioned Vincent. So as you guys know, Vincent Buddha, Vincent Terrell, what is his name? Terrell Hill. Okay, and listen, I don't hate Vincent or whatever, right? I don't hate him. I promise I don't. Just and some of y'all not gonna like this either, but I'm gonna say it how it is. That same snarkiness, cockiness, and that same like, oh, I know what I'm talking about, and I know this and that. He gets that from his daddy, Larry Reed. I don't think we're ready. I don't think we're ready for this conversation. I don't think we're ready for it. But when I watch Vincent, it gives me very much Larry Reed in the same vein. Like it's Larry Reed in a different font. And you got to remember, he's been around Larry Reed for years. So you pick up on people's personalities and habits and stuff like that, right? But all in all, I digress, right? So with Vincent, he basically called out St. James for what for going on his platform or whatever, right? Um Going on Conscious TV's platform, and he felt like he didn't call out Larry Reed like he was supposed to and stuff like that, right? Here's my thing. Conscious TV would have never allowed St. James to like really go in and like really confront Larry Reed. That would have never happened. You know, as soon as St. James raised his voice or put a little bass in it, he would have been dropped off the platform, right? St. James had to navigate, how do I question this man and still try to have a professional relationship with Conscious TV? That's what he was balancing. So to be fair, I don't feel like he was in a space where he could really question him. And let's be honest, St. James would have been the only person that would have had that opportunity to ever confront Larry because Larry wouldn't listen. If it was Marcellus, would Larry had clicked the link? No. If it was Vincent, would he had no? If it was Daryl Moore, no. Like out of everybody, it would be St. James to be able to have that conversation with him. And so I think St. James tried to navigate it the best way that he could without trying to be confrontational. I think he asked him appropriate questions. Was there stuff that he could have asked more and really been like, no, you're lying about the. Yeah, he could have did that. But again, I don't think St. James was trying to turn it into that kind of show. And especially, he's trying to have a good relationship with Conscious TV. If it would have turned out like that, then it would have been like, oh, see, these bloggers, you know how Larry, these bloggers, they less than smart. They not smart and all this other shit. And you're like, oh, come on now. And notice how we're all dumb, but Larry Reid is smart. Now, how are we all the dumb ones, but then you the smartest? Come on now. Come on. But again, like I said, I believe that St. James did the best he could with what he was given in the situation that he was in. It was not going to turn out to a screaming match or anything like that. Listen, Conscious TV can't even question Larry Reid because Larry Reid even be like, oh, well, I'm a lead right. Oh, you trying to do, he does that to him. So at the same token, it was never going to be it wasn't going to be the confrontation that everybody wanted. It just wasn't. So he was going to be on a lose-lose situation either way. I think for the most part, it got the meat and potatoes, as far as like questions about him and this lawsuit and him thinking that he won't be listed, him finding out that basically Dwayne Youngblood more than likely is going to throw Larry under the bus. He did bring that up in his own way, but I don't see St. James being confrontational in general. I've never seen that with him. Like, I never seen St. James like yell or scream at people. That's just not what he does. Hold on, y'all. Let me grab my water. Yeah, but that's not what he does, though. That's not his style. There are no friends on the internet. I agree. Why would you want to be friends with someone who talks about you? That is weird. Wait, what the hell going on? Hold on. I'll go ahead and drop the link. Excuse me. But yeah, like I said, I feel like he wasn't going to be able to have the opportunity to really hold his feet to the fire. He was going to have to do it in a calculated way, And I think also too with St. James, he's like, hey, I'm giving the people the content. This is what the people want. In his own way, he was all like, okay, well, I know people want to have an opposition because let's be honest, Larry's not going to anybody's channel who's in opposition of him. He's not. I think that will probably be the only time there's somebody who gets to question Larry Reid. Other than that, I don't think there will ever be anybody who gets a chance to question him. River, you agree? Yeah. I don't think there'll ever be another opportunity where somebody gets to question Larry Reid. He's one of those people. I only go to safe platforms where I know people are going to ask me easy questions and not really hold me to the fire. If anybody in the chat question me, I'm going to say they less than smart, they dumb, they don't do their research and all this other, his regular spiel. Only acquaintances on the internet. Oh, it seems like y'all having a conversation about the whole friend thing. I don't want to say there's no friends on the internet because that's hard to say, right? Because somebody like Juice, I do consider a friend. but there's just certain people that I will only communicate through the vessel of the internet and not like, we gonna chill, you gonna have my number. Oh, Juice is here. Oh, hey Juice, how you doing?
What up? What up? What up?
What's up? Nice to see you.
Listen, I had to come over here and support my guy with my stuff over here. Listen, I appreciate you so much. Ray, can you turn it off for a second? That fan, thank you. What's up with you? How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing great. How about you?
Good. I'm good. I love it when you do church sector. You crack me up when you do church sector. I'll be like, let me listen to what AT2 is saying, because you don't always want to hear the church news from the church folks. I want to hear what everybody's saying, so we can find out where we need to fix some things. Listen, but going on with this whole thing with St. James and Vincent, St. James, and I subscribe to all of them. You know me, I'm spreading love out here, and I love that. Love Marcellus, love St. James, love Vincent. Am I sad that all this stuff going on? I am. I did have a conversation with St. James when he did the interview with Bernard Jordan, with Bishop Bernard Jordan. I had a conversation with him off camera and on camera, and I said the same thing I'm saying here. I told him after I had the conversation, I said, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of the work that you're doing. I'm proud of that interview. And I was grateful that he even did the interview. But I did give him these words after I said all that. Be careful. Be careful. Because I knew what was coming down the pipe. I knew what was coming down the pipe. And you're going to have a lot of people have their opinions about things. I don't think everybody is having an opinion in a form of maliciousness. I don't think so. I think some people are seeing it that way, but I don't think that's actually what is happening. And there are some people that get in the comments and they hear something and they try and act as though it's malicious when really it wasn't. And sometimes people in the comments turn content creators against one another, when really that's not what was going on. People are just having their opinion about a story or a situation. It's all conversation, but sometimes people don't always take it the same way. That's why I love what you do, what I do, what Diva does, what Couture Bay does, what Naughty Love do. We never make each other content.
Right.
We never make each other content. And even if we do mention each other, it's in a loving way. It's respectful. It's something that you could be proud of. So I love that we have that. And that's why, like, when Marcellus put in the chat, he don't have no friends. I tell Marcellus, I'm your friend. I'm your friend. I don't care if you don't want me as your friend. I'm your friend.
Well, yeah, hold that thought, because your friend is right here, actually.
I know you, my friend Regina. Let me clarify my statement and let me be real clear. All right. I have met some very lifelong friends that are friends to this day on this internet. What I should have said is, in the YouTube space and business, there are no friends. And what I mean by that is this. And you and I have had a private conversation, Regina. There are a lot of times things that people don't say that need to be said, because but they do it out of respect for other content creators. You know what I mean? I respect this space. I have not reported on stories because I respect other content creators. You understand what I'm saying? I don't come out here trying to lambaste other content creators. St. James and I are cordial. Vincent and I are cordial. We're all professionals in this space. Understand? I don't have a problem with St. James. St. James don't have a problem with me. I don't have a problem with Vincent. I just talked to Vincent the other day. Actually, I'm waiting for a phone call from him now.
Good. That clarifies this comment right here.
Right. I don't, you know what it is? It's people who are assuming certain things. What Regina just said. They're making assumptions about us and they don't really know what's going on. Now, let me tell y'all something. I'm the kind of vlogger, if I feel like you got a problem with me, I won't say anything. I would just step to the side or disappear. You understand what I'm saying? You won't see me. I won't be out here on these YouTube streets lamb blasting you. You just won't see me. And that's just the kind of person I am, and I like to keep the peace that way. Now, if you think I'm coming out here in these YouTube streets to go ham on somebody, that's just not going to happen unless you force me to do it. You know what I'm saying? Because if I watch AT2, I told y'all I've been in the bushes. The only time the AT2 comes out here and gets on people is normally when you force him to do it.
When you force my hand, I have to. Like, it happens. But I think also too, people don't realize, like, you can have an opinion. That doesn't mean that you necessarily hate the person. Like, I don't think that Vincent hates St. James. I didn't get that. I don't think he hated him.
Oh no, that relationship is over.
Oh, that's a well.
That door is closed.
Here's what it is. Has St. James ever been in the hot seat before?
I'm not sure. I have not seen him in the hot seat as he is right now, but I haven't been watching as long as some other people have. So
what do y'all mean by hot seat?
So for example, sometimes AT2 gets in the hot seat. I was just in the hot seat last weekend. When you are basically having people give their opinion about you and you're not used to it. More so I see St. James giving his commentary and then he's kind of just like a neutral party. I feel like this is the first time where he's being like attacked. I know Marcellus, sometimes you get it. I know Regina, you have gotten it before, and I get it all the time. With St. James, I don't think he's used to that. Like, I'm not saying he's a punk, but what I'm saying is, like, when it comes to the internet stuff, it's different. It's different than real life confrontation, and I don't think he's used to that kind of confrontation. And like I said with Vincent, he got Larry Reid swag, so sometimes it comes off kind of like a little asshole-ish.
Now, Regina, I'm gonna go to Regina after this one. I'm gonna go to Regina. Now, Regina,
I don't want to get y'all in trouble. I don't.
Now,
yes, Marcellus, yes.
I just know as a in this church vlogging space, and this is what I said the other day on my platform. Okay. I'm not in competition with anyone. I think one of the reasons why all of these people behave the way that they behave is because they think we're all in competition. When I'm not in competition with anyone. I'm in competition with myself. Now, AT2, you threw the ball, and I just dodged the ball. Just so you know, I just dodged what you just did. What you just did.
Well, you know what? I'll say this. Again, I don't know if St. James have been in this position before, but he has a right to handle the position the way he chooses.
Mm-hmm.
We may not agree with the way he does it, but that's his right. It's his platform. And as long as he stays within the YouTube guidelines, he can bring it whatever way he want to bring it.
Right.
I have learned when this thing came to me, when my name started getting out there to try and portray me to be something that I wasn't, I handled it the way I handled it. So we all have the right and the ability to handle it the way we handle it. I'm like Mad Church. I'm like Marcellus. I'm not trying to compare mine to his or whatever. I'm just saying, if you're going to be out here on these YouTube streets, whether you are good 100% of the time, you still going to have somebody that's going to try you.
Oh, yeah.
Right. You're going to have people that's going to come after you. And how you handle it is how you handle it. When it came to me, I just pulled up the receipts, did my video, got all my views, and got my check and went on to the next month.
Oh, and I learned some on this YouTube. I keeps me a receipt. Now, y'all, if y'all haven't taught me anything else, y'all done taught me about them daggum receipts. Oh, and I got some over here, and I'm holding on to some. All I'm gonna just tell people is just behave yourself, and don't force my hand, and be kind, because I'm treating everyone kind. There's no need for anybody to be mean or be mad or be nasty, because I'm not that dude. I like to support everybody. But AT2, now back to you. Let's go here. Now, I understand that some people don't understand that Vincent is on a journey. He may have some vestiges, because see, I'm the only person that's going to talk like this. Everybody else be scared. But let me just go ahead and say this. Not you, Regina. You sweet as pie. Okay. Now listen, Vincent may have some vestiges of some of the cult experiences that he experienced over there with Larry. Y'all have to keep in mind that this man's been with Larry since he was like in his 20s. He's now in his 40s. He's been with Larry a long time. So of course, some of the things that he had, that he's learned over the years, he's picked up a lot of things from, maybe from Larry, and he has to learn how to divest himself of some of those habits, those traits, some of those insecurities, some of those things. Because let me just speak for me. There was one time we was in a private live, and because Vincent had told us one time, he said if I ever bring up, because he's trying to stop even mentioning Larry, he said he didn't want to talk about him no more, right? So he had told us as the followers, he said, well, if I mention him, I want you guys to call me out on it or tell me to stop. So one night he started talking about Larry, and I put it in the chat. I said, well, Vincent, I think you need to move on from this and don't discuss it. When I tell you, y'all didn't know this, Vincent dropped a hammer on me. When I say he dropped the hammer on me, he dropped a bomb on me. And I said, let me be mature about this. I said, I'm going to take the bumps and the bruises with this. I said, but Vincent dropped the link. And he was brave enough to drop the link, and we had a conversation as two grown men. Okay. Here's the thing. Because normally when you drop the bomb on me and you get ham on me, I'm a mature person. I can come up and have a conversation with you and be like, hey, let's squash this. Because the followers, the people in the chat was going crazy. When I say they were going crazy, they were losing it. And I'm like, oh, no. In like 6 days, 7 days, I'm going to be a 50-year-old man. I ain't trying to be in, YouTube fighting with nobody. You feel what I'm saying?
And happy early birthday, by the way.
I appreciate that. Thank you. I'll be taking all gifts and cash apps over at the Mad Church Disease.
Hey, make your money. I'm not mad. But you are right about. But you're right about something, Marcellus, because it's all like that situation could have turned ugly. But the way you're like, drop the link and let me try to, have a conversation. We could talk like two men.
In front of the audience, in front of the people. Right. I didn't want the people to make assumptions. Because if I'm going to be honest right now, the problem that we're experiencing, even with some of the people in the chat, they're, like I said on my live the other day, they're thinking St. James is talking about certain people because he's not saying any names. So I get all sorts of nasty comments, people coming over saying this and that. I'm like, I don't have a problem with St. James. So I don't know what you guys are talking about. So then I said, oh, okay. And then I went back and watched his live. And that's why I told you all the other day what I said on my live. I said, wow. I said, okay, it is what it is, whatever it is. But I don't have a problem with St. James. I don't have a problem with him. I talk to him. I send him Instagram messages all the time. We're just professionals. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
Yeah. Sometimes people don't know how to disclose that you actually hurt them directly. In order for you to do that directly to somebody, that comes with experience, and you got to come from a place of loving where people can accept it. Because sometimes you come to somebody directly and say, hey, you hurt me. And instead of there being resolved, there tends to be more backlash because of the way you delivered it. Right. So even when you, Marcellus, had the conversation with Vincent, I was happy y'all had that conversation because I was like, y'all have been friends out here. And I understand we even had a conversation with Marcellus, and I said, I think there was a misunderstanding. Marcellus was really defending Vincent. He was really trying to protect Vincent.
Correct.
But Vincent was in the moment. He was upset about the situation. He didn't understand that that's where Marcellus was coming from.
Right.
But in the comment section, it starts taking it to a whole nother different thing. And sometimes you can lose friends on Facebook by listening to people in the comment section. I call them little demons sometimes that come in and just look.
Right.
They just want to cause chaos and stuff. And that's why you have to do like Marcella said, make that phone call. A lot of us, we have direct phone numbers. to one another.
Mhm.
To one another and have the conversation, and that's how you can keep the respect going. I think it's very sad when people come up, we get on each other's channels, we be on each other's platforms, we get to know one another, and then we allow content to break that relationship we built. That's why I've always deemed it, I'm not going to be out here talking about AT2. AT2 is my guy. I have defended AT2. I don't care what anybody say. People have come in my comment. Why do you know that AT2? He's not a Christian. He's not this. I said, I don't care. He ain't no Christian. That's my boy.
But
I don't care.
But
That's my
Regina,
boy.
but here's my thing. AT2, as an independent vlogger, if you get on your channel, you see something that rubbed you the wrong way that I did or said, and you make commentary about it. You just made commentary about it, right?
Right.
If you want to reach out to me and you be like, Marcellus, I think you effed this up and you flubbed this, I'm not gonna be like, nah, nigga, you over there. I'm not gonna be. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not going. I ain't going ham like that. Like, what are you talking about? You just gave your opinion. I think sometimes people get too sensitive on this internet. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's different if you come on here and you doxing me and or you calling out my mother and you doing all of this other stuff that some of these other people that accuse other people of being slop bucket. You understand what I'm saying? It's different. Certain people behave a certain kind of way. You know what I'm saying? We all behave a certain kind of way. It is what it is.
We do. And you know what? Sometimes people with their commentary is strong, but when it comes to commentary about them, whether it be truth or what, they're sensitive, like you said, Marcellus. And that's when, if you have that content creator's phone number, you call them and say, hey, man, you don't wait. You don't go on your private chat and be talking about this and what. You call that individual and say, hey, man, that hurt me. I didn't like how you did that. I didn't appreciate that. Let's do something
I
different.
learned something through Vincent's live, Regina, that I did not know. When Vincent did his live, Vincent said when he first came out and told his story that St. James had approached him in his private chat and given him some information and they exchanged, pleasantries in the beginning. And then all of a sudden, according to Vincent, St. James turned on him and started saying all of these foul things about him. And he felt some type of way. But the only reason why Vincent said he dealt with St. James is because some other people told him, no, St. James is cool. Don't be like that. And so Vincent changed his mind and started dealing with St. James. Because you remember, Vincent interviewed St. James on his platform. So, and so it was like, okay, and then all of a sudden now, this situation happened.
I think it's hurt. And I saw that video that Vincent did, and I prayed the whole video through.
I was eating popcorn and drinking Coke Zero. I enjoyed that. Made good TV.
Because Vincent was hurt because, from my understanding, something that was said in his private chat went live on St. James' channel.
That is correct.
And he was hurt by that.
That was a bone carrier.
Right, he felt like he trusted these individuals, and for people to go in your private community, where he's giving his thoughts that he didn't put out for the public, and to know that someone that he considered maybe close to did this to him, he was hurt. He had every right to be hurt.
Look at AT2 face. Go ahead, ask the question, A2.
No, I think I watched the wrong video then, because I didn't see all of this, or maybe I didn't watch it long enough.
Which video did you know? You should have watched Vincent. I know you watched Vincent's live, right? I think right? Yeah. Well, Vincent did it, and then the St. James blackout video. Here's the thing. When I went live the other day,
the video came before, and then Vincent did his video.
Well, no, let's get it in order. The blackout video came first. I came second, and me and Vincent was on at the same time. Vincent came third, right? So what I said the other day, I didn't know all the things that St. James had said because I came in St. James's chat at the tail end of his chat. So when Vincent showed up in the chat, Vincent was already hot because, he was feeling some type of way. So I was like, oh, and so I just was telling Vincent, because I was in there talking crap. I was like, Vincent, he ain't talking about nobody. Get up out of here. What you talking about? That was me. And so, but come to find out, when I went back and I listened to St. James's entire live, I said, oh, I see how Vincent could feel the way he feels because
Right.
there were no names given. So you
Right.
leave it up in the air. People don't know who you talking about and what you talking about. People are only going to assume things. You got what I'm saying? So I don't know. To this day, I don't know because he didn't drop no names, but he just insinuated. That's all I know.
He was hurt,
Right.
and I think he should. And I think he did say he contacted him. He said he left him a voice note. So Vincent said he did reach out
Yeah, he
to.
said he reached out all right, but he cussed him out in the voice note.
Yeah,
Oh,
so he didn't know how to deliver this stuff. But he was mad. He
see
was
what I
angry.
mean? He got that Reed spirit in him. I told you.
Yeah. Y'all leave him alone. Let him handle it the way he want to handle it. Maybe he soften up and apologize later. I don't know.
I think Vincent has had a couple of experiences that have made him feel a certain type of way. And he is, as an adult, he is right to feel and think how he chooses to feel. And I'm gonna leave my comments there. I just wish people stop trying to pit me against other content creators because I just know how to once you show me who you are, I just know how to categorize you, put you in the category, and then know how to deal with you going forward. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you break trust with me, and I see how you move, I feel you. I'm watching.
Now, you got to learn each other too. And I learned Marcellus when I actually went to the video Marcellus 5 months ago when all this stuff was going on and all this stuff. And I said, all these content creators just need to get together and just, try and work this thing out. And Marcellus, he was offended at, I think, what I said, but I don't think he was mad at me. And so I had to learn Marcellus. And what I did was I was like, okay, let me give him a cooling off period. Let him calm down. And then I'm going to reach back out to him. See, my goal was not to separate from Marcellus. My goal was not to leave Marcellus. My goal was to learn Marcellus.
Right.
Yeah.
So when your goal is to be Shady Grady, and your goal is to not to tell the truth and not to actually be forthcoming, those things will come back and bite you in the AZZ.
Yeah, and that's why you got to be upfront. You got to be honest. So what I did, Marcellus and I, we chit chatted afterwards. I called him afterwards. Hey, let's talk. You good? Okay, we good. Okay, let's. You just get right back over there. But when you have a purpose to learn somebody, you won't let these little things keep you separated. You'll find a way to get back to a place of comfort, but you got to come from a loving place. And like Marcella said, if you just want to be shady and that's what your goal is, then eventually that's what your goal is going to be. I'm not saying that that's any of the individuals that we talked about today. I'm just saying on YouTube in general. I come to YouTube because I really want to show the real person who I am. Right. I want to love and like people. And I understand I can't love and like everybody. So my thing is, when I understand that I cannot have you in my circle, I don't play around outside your circle. I just leave you.
And, amen. Hondo Bo Shy. Hondo Bo. Let me just tell you this. And that's when I said I disappear. And it's nothing personal. Because, see, this is what happens to be AT2. These niggas come out here and say all this stuff about me and get all mad and be all shady. And the moment I decide to say, you know what, let me just go on and focus on me and do me. And because that's how Larry Reed and I fell out. Larry Reed and I fell out because I just went my way. I wasn't in his chat. I wasn't watching his program. I just said, let me go by my business because I see you on some old bull jive. But he came to my personal Facebook page because we were friends on Facebook, and he started making comments, and then he went on his program and he made a comment about me. And then my friends, not even me, lit his tail up. And I had to come to my Facebook page and say, hey, bro, y'all calm down. Leave Larry alone. That's when I thought he was still a little bit sane. I say, leave him alone. You know what I'm saying? I was like, leave him alone. But that always happens to me when I make a personal decision about my life and my peace and what I want to do. Now, Regina, let me tell you something. I am protecting my peace at all costs. When I tell you I'm in a good place and space right now, I love where I am right now. I don't hate anybody. I know people trying to make me dislike people. That's just not going to be the way that it is. Now, AT2, back to you again. Let me say back to you and Vincent, because we all a little shady. Let me be honest. I know I speak for me. I know I can throw a little bit of shade. Let me say this. I think Vincent had got his feel of a situation, and he had made certain determinations about his life and where he wants to go as a person. And he's entitled to determine who he wants to be in relationship with and who he doesn't want to be in relationship with. And it is what it is. So it is what it is.
I respect that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Go ahead, Regina.
I was saying Vincent has that right. He has that right to do it, and people may not understand the why he does it, how he does, and all that. But if you want to learn him, Vincent puts his email out there all the time. Y'all can email him. You can talk to him. He's approachable. So I think what people do is they don't use the tools and the resources that are available to them, so they just go based on assumption. And a lot of these people are very open. I even have my email out there and my phone number out there. If you want to know me,
we all do. We because we real people. We ain't avatars. That's the thing. You know, that's how when they come over to mess with us, Regina. That's why I told you I don't argue with avatars anymore. I'm not. I would just delete and block you. With all these people with these old weird names, you can see my face. Now today I'm up with my avatar because I just rolled out of the bed. But I'm just saying, you know, but we real folks. Stephanie, that's Stephanie's real picture. You understand? That's Stephanie's real name. You understand what I'm saying? When you dealing with avatars, nah, you gonna get cussed out and blocked going forward. I'm not playing with no avatars. You can well, Miss Regina on here, so I'm gonna be real nice.
Yeah, no, you're right about that. It's all like we're open and honest with who we are, and then you have people who are not. It's like I'm not paying attention to people who I can't even put a face to or a name. Like, I don't care about you. Block. You're right about that.
Quickly.
Right.
What's the song? The Avatar song, AT2? What's the Avatar song you used to sing?
I know you're just an avatar. But let me ask you this. I think St. James is feeling a little guilt because now he's in bed with the Jordans, and so I think he feels like people are mad at him for that. And you know, I think he's feeling like a little not pressure, but I guess guilt would be the right word. Like he's feeling a little
that's not the right word. No, he's not feeling guilty. No, I think he's surprised by some of the pushback. Yeah, I think he's surprised by that. Miss Regina, you go ahead and speak, and I'll hush. Go ahead, you talk.
I think what St. James is dealing with is he made a choice. He did a fantastic interview with the Jordans, with Bishop Jordan, and he's building more of a relationship with the Jordans. And I don't think people are appreciative of that because there have been conversations regarding the Jordans that wasn't always so pleasant. So people sometimes won't allow you, when you have certain commentary about an individual, to then build a relationship with that individual. That's the people in the comment section, the people in the chats. They don't allow you to do that. And you, as a content creator, have to be able to live in the choices that you make.
Didn't that what I said? Didn't I say that the other day? Hey, Coach told you. I tell you, I'm doing all of this eatable shot. And then I say that.
So we're not mad. Nobody's mad at St. James. St. James is a grown adult. He does what he wants. I don't think he does it in any malice. I don't see that anyway. And if he chooses to build a relationship with the Jordans, that's his choice. But you have to understand the backlash that some people will bring to you because of your own choices. That's when you got to do like the street saying, you got to stand 10 toes down in what you believe.
Well, the Vincent received some backlash when he took a private phone call from Prophet Lovey. He got backlash because of that. You know, they were doing some behind the scenes talking. Certain people were starting to feel a certain type of way, and it led to another explosion. Y'all don't know about that either. But anyway, just so you understand, it happens all the time. And people just need to understand. Now, I personally have my own thoughts in which I am keeping to myself, that I have told everybody it will remain with me. And I will, but like I told St. James, and he texted me the other night when I did my show, Regina. Okay. And you know, he said something to me the other night. It was kind of funny. But I haven't texted him back. We were chatting back and forth, but you know, I have to be able to be free to do my commentary so that I'm open and honest and just put things out there. Because I'm not one of these people, Ms. Regina. I don't like for there to be strife.
No.
I don't like a strife-filled environment. Strife is an angry undercurrent. It's the hidden thing. It's that thing that you don't say. The Bible says where there's envy and strife, there's every evil work. I don't play that game. So if I'm feeling some type of way about you, AT2, I'm coming to you and I'm gonna tell you, hey, now sometime I might take some time before I come to you because I need to calm down and ask for some help to give the right words so I know what to say to you so that I don't want to upset you, because I don't want to be on the AT2 show. AT2 be ripping mad churches. Mad cow. I can hear it now. That mad cow disease.
I'm in only 2 people's private chat on YouTube. AT2 is one of them. I stay out of the private chat because it's too much. Sometimes some of these private chats is too much. It's too much.
And I done gave all mine back. I canceled all mine, Regina. I'm in
AT2's private chat. Let me tell you, when y'all get AT2 mad, child.
Yeah.
Lord. But you're right, Marcella, you just got you got to be able to come back and give somebody some grace. And I love that you and St. James, y'all grown men, y'all talk it out. Don't allow social media or these platforms or these conversations to break up the building of relationships that you started. You got to know how to maneuver through the weeds, pull out the weeds. Get through the thorns, get through all of the rocks, and go around all that stuff you need to go around to be able to build a relationship, because very few people are doing the building relationship real on social media. Very few. That's why I'm very proud to be one who's with AT2, the Chronicles of Gray Hair Diva, Couture Bay, Naughty Love Movement, Kim Delivers. This is a real friendship.
Couture Bay need to come over and be my friend. I don't know why Couture Bay. I see her every now and then, but she need to come on over and be a little bit.
Shout out to Couture Bay.
Everybody want to get in the DM for Couture Bay.
Right.
She need to be my friend.
You want Couture Bay to be your friend?
I don't know why she don't come over and be in my chat. She come over every now and then, but I don't never see her come over and just, they don't come and hang out no more. I don't know what be going on.
Friend, you want me to put a call in for you?
Yeah, everybody need to just come on over and be my friend. Just be my friend. Listen, let me tell you something. If you want to know something, I'll be up in the wee hours of the night doing God's business.
I love me some Couture Bay. But you got to learn how to build this. And AT2 had to learn me. AT2 had to trust me. I had to trust him also. You have to build that. And you got to be able to allow people to be themselves and then determine, do I want to stay in this? How do I want to stay? And have those private conversations. Don't be scared to reach out to people and have the conversation.
Well, let's have this conversation. I want to have this one with you while I got you here today. This gonna be another little exclusive, because your boy who told all them lies on you, Mr. Larry Reed, Mr. Scrotum Sniffer, he told all them lies on you. And now that lawyer done got hit with $76,000 to pay. And I kind of feel like if the judge brings Tyrone Blackburn from underneath that privilege, Larry is gonna need and he gonna not only need to run to Ghana, he gonna need to live in Ghana, and he gonna need all the kente cloths that he can get. So Regina, what saith thus concerning thou others vlogger who is all tied up in this as co-conspirator number 1?
I will say this. I don't mention said individual on my channel.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
That happened. I ran my video. I said it in my video, and I left it there because I don't need to continue to talk or say the name of certain individuals to build my platform.
You know what? I forgot about that. But you ain't on your platform. But I'll digress to AT2 then.
I forgot
about that. I apologize. She's actually right, because we had that conversation before.
Go to AT2.
Go ahead, AT2. So what saith thus?
So my thing with Larry, right, is that first, I think he knows more than what he's leading on, right? But 2, it's the now lying and going back and saying, oh, well, I didn't say that. I said, oh, I can't, just like the fixer. Oh, well, I believe it to be a fixer, but I didn't hear TD Jakes on the phone, so I don't really know if it's a fixer. Excuse me. But it's a lot of that matter of fact he was talking, and now it's not matter of fact. It's, oh, well, I believe or I think. No. Like you're on video, you're in 4K saying all this stuff, and now you're trying to backtrack because you're worried. Like it's not, oh, I'm in the clear and I don't have anything to worry about. No, you are worried and you're trying to now backtrack. And this is what you get. Like this is all on you. Like
Right.
you shouldn't rest easy. You shouldn't have an easy time walking around here because of the things that you have done to people. And let me tell you, I used to not try to go in on the man, but when he did that to our friend right here in the middle, like I was completely done. That's when I was like, okay, the gloves are off. Now I'm saying everything that I want to say.
He's done that to several people. Most people don't recognize and understand it. She wasn't the only person that was done to. There were other content creators.
I'm his friend. I'm his friend. I'm
Right.
ATT friend.
I
So
got you. I got you. I got you. And I totally get what AT2 is saying, you know, but AT2, just hang on. Y'all all hold on to your horses because there's much coming down the line. And I promise you that some of these people who think that they're going to escape the snare of the fowler that they have been using to do all of this stuff, they will not escape because, you know, whatsoever a man sows, that will he also reap. And it is what it is.
Yeah, I will say this regarding the case with Bishop T.D. Jakes and Dwayne Youngblood. I believe Dwayne Youngblood right now is saying, I wish I would have never did a whole bunch of stuff. I bet he wishing he would have never did the interview, never did the call the lawyer, whatever, accepted the lawyer call, whatever it is. I believe Dwayne Youngblood, this is my thought, my opinion, allegedly, that Dwayne Youngblood is rethinking a lot of stuff and probably saying, how did I get myself into all this? It's just, you know, greed is a terrible thing. Come on now. It's awful.
Right.
It's awful. And then
Hey,
people.
T2, let's get together and let's sue some people. Let's send them a $6 million request letter. AT2, let's go ahead. Let's see if we can find us some people, AT2, that we can send them a $6 million request letter.
You on your own with
Get us
that
some
one.
money.
Especially if it's TD Jakes. You better not mess with that man. Y'all can say what y'all want to about him, but he ain't playing around. Let me tell you.
You better off going over there messing with Bishop Charles Ellis and this woman that came out again 18 years later. You better off going over there.
I know, right? I know, right? And you know what? That's the other thing too. I'm trying to learn how to navigate social media as somebody who is getting older, right? Because the way that I see the situation now, and I know people are gonna be mad at me for saying this. You know, I just was raised to the point to where I was raised different. Like we didn't have this kind of social media culture where we just was able to lie on people. Just no matter what, you just because you said it, you could just come out there and just say it and spread it all over the world. They had TD Jakes. I don't even like TD Jakes. They had this man in places and spaces that he had nothing to do with. And I mean, somebody's conscience should feel some type of way about, hey, man, you know, I shouldn't have done that. Or, you know, maybe I should have just, you know, changed, you know, came back and gave a retraction to the story or something. But these people, man, they are ruthless.
Yeah, I said the same thing. If he would have done a follow-up video and put more of the blame on his own wrong and his own infidelity, he's talking about Dwayne Youngblood, he would have probably come out better. I offered him the opportunity to come on my platform. He took my invitation over to the interviewer, and then they had a whole live conversation about me.
Wow.
And you know, and I'm like, I'm trying to give you an opportunity to come to another platform, still share your story, but just a different setting.
Right. And he needed a better setting. You say a different setting. I'm going to say he needed a better setting, because with the better setting that you have, and let me just say this to all of the pastors and leaders and people, the big name, the celebrities, y'all need to start considering people like AT2. Y'all need to consider people like the Juice Radio and Mad Church Disease to come and to do your sit down interviews. And here's the reason why, because we don't know you like that. So we can actually give you a real interview where it's not biased, you know, it's objective. We can give you a little bit of pushback. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to just sit there and be allowed to say things that, you know, the normal person, you just have a real conversation with another adult. You understand? Not be a tier 3 registered SA offender and somebody don't ask you no kind of question, just gloss over that like that don't even matter. You know, you somebody has to be able to push you back on those things, Regina. I'm sorry, if you're going to be a good interviewer, you have to be a good interviewer.
Yeah, I would have probably kept it more at the, his infidelity, his situations, his, prison time. I would have kept it more there because I would have wanted to know, one, okay, you could say this person led you to do this, and then as you became an adult and you start doing it to others. But let's talk about that. How do we break that cycle? And doing the blame game is only good for a certain extent, but then you got to do the accountability part and say, listen, I did the same thing to others that somebody did to me. I made somebody else feel uncomfortable and I wanted to stop. What do we need to do? I want to hear about how you were able to get these young men, from their parents in a private setting where you did these things with an ankle monitor on.
Oh, yeah, amen.
Right. And one of the biggest things for me that disturbed me was that he knew what he was doing. I mean, they always know what they're doing, but he knew what he was doing because the way how he was calculated. And for example, the ankle, he was doing it with an ankle monitor on, like the things that he was doing and he proceeded to do, not being a survivor and being like, hey, I'm going to help people who have been victimized. I'm going to take victims and victimize them even more and traumatize them. Like, that's what he did. Like, there is no forgiveness for that because he literally preyed on people. That's worse than a missed quote unquote kiss from TD Jakes.
Right. Absolutely. Now, Regina,
let's think about this whole interview that he did. And I believe the interview was 2 parts. Mm-hmm. What do y'all really remember from that whole interview?
Nothing. But the TD Jakes part. That's it.
Yeah.
The TD Jakes situation. That's what you remember. So an interview should not be just one thing that you remember that didn't relate really to the individual. I want to hear more about him. So it's sad, but I hope people learn from this and learn that if you're going to come out and say some things about a person, whether they a celebrity, don't think that they so high up they ain't gonna come down off their chariot like what's her name said on Housewives of Married to Medicine. Like Mariah said, don't have me come down off my chariot and throw tomatoes at you. Don't think that they won't come down off their chariot and throw tomatoes with you. TD Jakes, people probably didn't think TD Jakes was gonna come at Dwayne Youngblood and others like he's coming now. They probably didn't think that Cardi B was gonna come at Tasha K the way she came at her. Don't think that these people ain't gonna start coming at y'all because now they have all this information. They're gonna come at you. They're gonna come at you. And
I got something that I can't say to y'all until Monday or Tuesday. It's gonna be another exclusive, but all I can tell you is this: people should be very, very, very careful at the things that they do and say on this here internet, because these lawsuits are flying like candy. And so you just need to be very careful. And let me just tell you something, Regina. I'm be honest with you. And I'm sort of chuckling, but all of these people running around here talking about how dumb we were and how stupid we are and we slop bucket and da. Well, you just hang on to your little old hats. Because everybody keeps winning all their cases, so we're gonna see what they win.
Listen, I'm going to stick to what my motto is on the Juice Radio and Talk Show, which is this: I am not here for the mess. I am here for the message.
Right. Yes.
I say out the mess. I say out the mess. I'm going to give y'all my message and I'm going to keep it moving, keep it pushing, and continue to support people like my friend AT2 here, my friend Marcellus, my friend St. James, and so many others. That's what I do over here. I ain't here for the mess. Don't send me no season decisions.
I'm here for the mess and the message. I'm just gonna tell you just like that. I'm here for the mess and the message.
You throw away the message too.
No, listen here. I'm gonna give you the message because here's the thing. When I started this channel, for real, I told y'all, like Regina, what you just speaking of. Here's a message. Here's another part. There's a pastor down there in Arizona who just got caught with a 16-year-old girl that was coming to him for counseling because she was dealing with some stuff. And this man took advantage of her. Okay. And I literally give a message on my program. Now it's a little bit messy, but I also deliver the message inside of all of this stuff, because it's necessary for me to do that because there is a message in there. Now, AT2, I love the fact that you can put your little toe over here and you can put your little toe over there and talk about it all, without being pigeonholed. You know what I'm saying? I love the fact that you can do that. Don't let me start talking about P. Diddy. People coming to my channel talking about, what you talking about this for? You ain't got it all together. I'd be like, well, wait a minute.
He go in every corner. He be everywhere, child. He be everywhere.
I know, everywhere. Yep.
I try to talk about the housewives on my show, and I did like 2 views. I'm like, let me go back to church news. Let me stick with what I'm good at.
Listen, Regina, they don't want to let us talk about nothing else. Like, we can't talk about nothing else.
Yeah, they all like, no, you better stay over here. Do not move out this corner. Yeah. But you guys, thank you so much for coming up. I appreciate y'all. First, go ahead and shout out your channel. I'm gonna start out with Juice and then Marcellus.
Y'all can come on over here to the Juice Radio and Talk Show. We do trending news stories, especially church news and all stuff like that. Listen, we got other interviews and stuff that we've done as well. We've been out here for a while. I love AT2 for continuing to support myself and the platform. And we all about love over here. We about the message now. We don't get messy. Like, y'all come on my chat. Y'all want to get messy. I have this code on my channel. I don't believe in putting grown adults in timeout. I will block you if you come in my channel acting up. You get one shot. That's it. So come over here with respect. When you come over here to the Juice Radio and Talk Show, I'm not putting no adults in timeout. I don't believe in that. Okay. But come on here to the Juice Radio and Talk Show.
Right.
Well, I appreciate you. I love Regina. I appreciate AT2. First of all, the Mad Church Disease channel is one of these channels where, let me just tell you, I'm gonna just tell you like a TI is. We can go scriptural. We can go to the projects if we need to go to the projects. We can go to the PJs. We can go to the gutter if we need to every now and then. So I'll give you a good message, but I'm gonna be a little bit in the mess. The only thing I ask everybody to do in the chat is to respect each other and to respect my guests and to respect me. That's all I ask. No name calling and all that other kind of crap, because we are grown-ups, right? So that's the only thing that I ask. So you're welcome at any time to come over. And yeah, I'm, every now and then you're gonna, I'm gonna have some adjectives and we're gonna say some things over there. And so just get prepared for it. But hey, it is what it is. But and I'm talking about trending topics. I just covered Shannon Sharp's little thing yesterday, that Jolene Maxwell lady that Donald Trump is trying to ease us into a freaking pardon for. Y'all better get ready for it. That lady's about to be pardoned. I'm pissed about it, but that's a whole nother matter.
It's turning into that. I agree with you.
Yeah.
Shout out to St. James. We love St. James. We love you, St. James.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. Listen, would y'all stop trying to pit us against one another? That's all I'm asking.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with him.
I'm happy that you said that, because I was just gonna ask you if you could clarify, like, you don't have a problem with St. James.
Listen. I do not have a problem with St. James. If I had a problem with St. James, I would go to St. James. I don't know why these commenters, because it's all the people in the comment section. I get along with St. James. I get along with Vincent. I get along with every single person, most of them, within this little, what they call church sector. I didn't even know that was a thing. So, there's a couple of people I don't get along with. And I mean, literally, it's down to like 2 or 3. It's 2 or 3 people. Because the other person not even in the quote unquote church sector that I don't get along with. But if you pour water on him, he'll multiply. He's just like a gremlin. You pour water on him and then you get 6 of them. It's just like you just don't know what you're dealing with. I'm just saying. But anyway, I love and appreciate every single one of y'all. I'm out. Thank you so much.
No problem, Marcelo. Thank you for being here.
You're welcome.
And Juice, thank you as always for being you. Thank you for blessing the platform. I appreciate you as well. All right, you guys, we're gonna go ahead and get the heck up out of here. But again, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Please check out my friends, Marcellus from the Mad Church Disease, and then also the Juice Talk Radio Show. Please check her out too as well. This was a great show. I love this conversation. I'm probably gonna chop this up and make it its own show, because I really like the conversation that we had today. But please let me know what you guys think about the show. Replay crew, shout out to all my members. Shout out to Stephanie for holding it down for the mods. Shout out to everybody in the chat as well too. I love y'all. Have a great day. Be blessed.